Alright Shinobi, in this video I'll be going over some tips and tricks on how to defeat the Guardian Ape. I will give this a spoiler warning for this fight, so if you're okay with that, we will continue. But there's a big thing I think you should absolutely experience for yourself in this fight, because it has that cool, like, oh shit moment. But if you don't worry about that, or you've already seen it, we'll continue. This is a two-phase fight. During the first phase, his moves are very ape-like things. He will swing his arms around, he will drag his arm like he's going to throw some water at you. This is sometimes followed up by what I call the toddler attack. If he does that, just stay back until he starts to get back up and then start doing some damage. The Ichimonji double attack may keep him down, like it'll stun him for a little bit, and so you can do some decent vitality damage. He will also swing his arms around and throw a temper tantrum and then swing his arms around again. All of these can be deflected or guarded. Just make sure you do so because they will hurt a little bit. Just watch out for any follow-up attacks. He will also sometimes give you an option to grapple attack him. I would strongly caution you about doing this, as sometimes he starts attacking as you get to him. I've even been caught in one of his power moves doing this, so do it at your own risk. It doesn't always happen, but there is a chance that happens, so just be very careful. Speaking of power attacks, this phase has a couple of them. One is a throw where he will scoop you up from the left. You can jump over this, and if you're fast enough, you can do some damage on him. But you have to be very fast, so you might want to do the jumping counter. I think that should be able to do that on this attack. He also has one where he jumps into the air and grabs you. If you can get out of the way from this, you can do a decent damage set on him, as he will sit there for a moment. This attack does a massive amount of damage, so be very careful. It seemed like I could never get out of the way fast enough, so I was always getting hit by it. It does a stupid amount of damage. Like, if you get caught in it, I would just make it assume like you got one hit or you're dead. He also has a defensive attack where if you're doing damage to him from behind, he will fart on you, which will give you a poison meter. If you don't get out of this quickly, you will become poisoned. This is always followed up by him throwing some shit at you, which also does poison damage. He will also do that shit throwing just by itself, so just be aware of that. He will sit there for a second before and then jump into the air and then throw it. If you can successfully dodge this attack, you can have a chance to do some good damage on him, as he will just sit there for a second playing with his butt. So that pretty much does it for phase 1. Phase 2 is a very different fight. To start off, he has 3 powerful attacks. 1, he will scream and do an area of effect that will do vitality damage as well as terror damage. It's very important to get out of this as quickly as possible, because once that terror meter is full, you die instantly. And it does fill up very quickly. There is a terror gourd you can buy from a nearby vendor that will remove your terror bar as well as make you more resilient to terror damage. I think it was like 1100 sen or something like that. You might want to search that out. He will also swing his sword and do a sweep attack. You can do the jumping counter and hopefully get a little bit of damage done on him. And then he will also jump very high into the air and then do a sweep attack. Again, jump over this or simply run away from it. He will also do what I call the snake attack. He will slink his sword back and forth, deflecting this attack. You will make him change his attack into any other attack he does if you are successful in deflecting. You want to continue to deflect until he does a slam where he puts his sword straight up in the air, and you want to make sure you deflect this attack specifically as doing so will be the one way to get a good amount of vitality damage on him in this phase. He will also slam his sword multiple times on the ground, and he will also swing his sword and walk around. As long as you're deflecting his attacks and get that big slam attack, you'll be okay. He will also do a slide attack. You can jump over this and do a little damage. Just be careful, because unlike phase 1, he will not be stunned in this phase. So that does it for phase 2. This fight takes a long time, as you're seeing. You may want to be very careful, because one wrong move can literally ruin an entire attempt in either phase 1 or 2. In phase 1, if you have the firecracker tool, use it. It will stun him and you can do some vitality damage on him. In phase 2, this will have 0 effect. You're going to want to focus on doing vitality damage for the vast majority of both phases, and only worry about his posture when it actually stays up for a decent amount of time. Like if you can run away and it looks like it's not moving, that's when you want to start really trying to focus in on, doing damage to him and deflecting his attacks. This is a long fight. Be prepared for that. Use your gourd seeds sparingly. Use pellets to help save your seeds. Use pellets to help save your seeds. I just said that. There are also 2 gourds you can buy from 2 different vendors nearby. One that deals with terror and the other poison. These will be invaluable to you, especially the terror gourd. The poison gourd not so much, as that those 2 attacks happen kind of sparingly. Sometimes it doesn't even happen in an entire attempt at it. So, but like I said, they're like 1100 sen, 1400 sen. It's not too bad. But hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will have other boss fight guides linked in the description box down below as I come across them. And as always, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper. I hope you guys have an awesome week.
私のためそなたは戦ってくれた。捨ておくことなどできるものか。